Okay, so I'm a little bit, I'm a little bit late, rather, in coming to the party on this one. It's on Vince McMahon and the recent Netflix series called Mr. McMahon. Yeah, I've been a bit busy with other things recently, so I've not had the chance to do the video like how I wanted to, but I'll just get straight into it. So I think, personally, Mr. McMahon is innocent. I do, so sue me. But I know that's going against the grain. It is my opinion though. And just quickly, I want to give out a shout out to Austin Boyer and his video on the same sort of subject. His channel is Wrestling World 644. Austin covers everything wrestling. He's very, very passionate about wrestling. He's up to date with everything wrestling, and for sure he's my go-to guy for wrestling. I'm going to stop saying wrestling, but for sure, go to his channel, Wrestling World 644, and subscribe. That's the last time I say wrestling, apart from just there. So, yeah, Austin's a pal of mine. He's got different opinions than Vince, which is fine, which is good. You know, you want to have different opinions. But here's my take on Vince McMahon and the series, I guess. So, let me lay the groundwork, yeah. Vince McMahon is the owner of WWE. He's a very successful man. Personally, I think he's got a great attitude. Motivational quotes were, well, maybe not quotes, but advice came up a few times in the series. You know, it would help if I could think of any of them, but I can't really. I should have taken a note of them. But I do remember he was talking about negative things and things that hold you back, and you know, naysayers and things when you can't do something about them, you just accept it for what it is and you leave it in the back, move on. And I agree with that. I think that's great advice. So anyway, that doesn't mean because of that I think he's innocent. I'm just laying the groundwork for how I view the man first. Great advice as well on dealing with adversity. Yeah, like I say, I think it was that same quote actually, just how you come across things, and if you can't do anything about them, forget it. You know, leave it alone. He talked about that when the WWF, which was the World Wrestling Federation at the time, came up against the the World Wildlife Fund, I think. It was an animal organisation. How they sued him. And he said, well, they had the name before us. So he accepted it. And it is what it is. But I admired that. The man paid, yeah, get this, for his friend's wife's cancer treatment. That's not an evil man. That's not an evil man that does that. You know, the friend actually, stay with me, as I was saying, the friend was actually Bruce Pritchard, the WWE executive director. And he also said that he's seen the Netflix series and he thought Netflix tried to make Vince look bad and guilty of the charges. I have to say, I thought this too. But another thing that he said was, sorry, stay with me, I'm getting messages and stuff coming up my phone, it's just distracting. Yeah, that he was the friend whose wife had cancer and Vince paid for all that. Now that doesn't mean he didn't do these crimes, but again, I'm just laying the groundwork. Just touching on a lot of things that I liked about the series. And remember, anyone can make an accusation. It's when he's convicted, or when anyone's convicted, that you've got to acknowledge there might be something in it. And even then, it's never 100%. There's so many convictions that have been wrong before. But at the same time, I also appreciate and respect that not all accusations are false, but they're not always true, is what I'm saying. I think we, as the general population, just in general, for the most part, we hear accusations and think, okay, well, it must be true, you know. Not all people, because I certainly don't do that, but a lot of people do that. Now, my next point. My next point. Vince got accused of selling steroids to wrestlers. He got found not guilty. But I've got to say, let's just say he did do that. So what? Really, like, I didn't understand the big deal about that. Like, it's illegal, yeah, but it's not. Like, he was just, for me, made out to be like the worst guy ever. This guy's evil, he's the devil. By the way, I want to reiterate, he got found not guilty for that. He didn't even have one wrestler saying he ever told them to take steroids, let alone sell them. So I thought that was interesting. He got a lot of heat for that. But he got found not guilty anyway, but I wanted to bring that up. A female wrestler called, let me just say first actually, these are the more serious accusations, the sexual harassment ones and stuff. A female wrestler called Sable sued Vince McMahon for sexual harassment, but after the lawsuit, she came back and worked for Vince again. I mean, I have to say, like, if you were that scared of the man, or if you thought he was a sexual predator, a sex offender, why would you come back and work for him? So I found that bizarre. I just think that's relevant. I need to mention that because that's, to me, that's just going against their accusations to come back and work for the man. Very bizarre. Listen, he took it on the chin when the world, that's what it was the World Wildlife Fund. When they sued the World Wrestling Federation, he took culpability. He admitted that they had the name long before they did. He admitted that the World Wildlife Fund had the name long before the World Wrestling Federation. He didn't cry about it. He didn't, go on about it. He accepted it for what it was, and he moved on. Now, I know that's not the same as admitting or accepting sexual harassment. It's a lot less serious. But it says to me, and it showed to me, that he does show culpability. He shows responsibility when he's wrong, and he just accepts it. It shows to me that he can do that because he's done it. Dave Meltzer, who is an American journalist / reporter, he said, and I quote, by the way, "How consensual is it when it's your boss?" End quote. Ridiculous statement. And what I'm referring to there is Janelle Grant. No, I'm not. She worked in the tanning salon, actually. So this is why I need to start taking notes. Bear with me. Yeah, so as I was saying, Dave Meltzer, who is an American journalist / reporter, said, and I'll quote again, "How consensual is it when it's your boss?" He's referring to I forget the name, I'll be honest. Yeah, this is maybe why I should start taking more notes. But numerous female employees that have worked with Vince accusing him of sexual harassment. Okay, so just because it's your boss doesn't mean you need to do what they say. I think that's very unfair to Vince. It's actually ridiculous to say that for me. So because it's your boss, you need to do what he says. Maybe in a professional sense, it's business-wise, but not. He's not asking you to take your pants off and give him your floof. And that's just the truth. You can have a consensual relationship with your boss. In fact, it's not uncommon. It's just crazy to me. The naked photos that Vince, apparently sent to the girl as well, who worked in the tanning salon, well, where are they? Would it be easy to just show them as proof? I mean, I would have thought so. That's definitive proof. So, I don't know where they're at, but they certainly never made an appearance, the actual photos, I mean, in the series. So, do they exist? I think probably not. Yeah. And just one last point I wanted to make. There was a woman called Janelle Grant that worked for Vince. And she says she was lured into the job by Vince McMahon by means of Vince offering promotion for sexual favours in return. I'm sorry, but that's a choice at that point. Quite simply, she could have said no. That's maybe tempting, but that's not, like, you don't need to do it. It's not forcing you. So, it's my opinion, but from what I see and from what I can gather, the evidence is very, very thin. But listen, time will tell. I guess if it goes to court, there will be a conclusion. There's maybe a lot of things I'm missing, but just from what I've seen in the series, and from what I can remember, I don't think Vince is guilty. And I do like him, I'll be honest, I do think he's a good guy. But I guess that's what I do, I go against the grain. Not to go against the grain, I just happen to be the minority most of the time. But you know what, that's okay, because it's I'm not ridiculing the people that don't like Vince, by no means. Like I said earlier, my friend Austin, he doesn't like Vince, but he's a massive wrestling fan. He appreciates everything that he's done for the company and stuff, but as a person, yeah, I think he's quoted as calling him a scumbag. And that's fine, like I says, different opinions. But yeah, I just wanted to chime in with my 2 cents on that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, take care. Goodbye, and God bless.